Welcome to Market Black Podcast. I am Malika.
And I'm Rasheen.
And we are your hosts
for the Virtual Block Podcast,
where you will join us on our entrepreneurial journey, where we discuss Black economics,
financial literacy,
building in the Black community,
marketing,
and a little bit of family life sprinkled in here and there. So go ahead and subscribe to our podcast where you can join us on bi-weekly episodes.
Welcome back.
Hi, everyone. We are happy to be here today. How are you, hon?
I'm good. How you feel?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be back here. We were on a little bit of a break, so I'm excited to be here speaking today to everyone. But yeah, we were on a little bit of break, not by choice, some life things that come up, but overall, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be recording another episode of the Virtual Block Podcast. Happy to have everyone tuning in. We hope that we have some new listeners. We hope that we have some new subscribers to go on this journey with us, because it is a journey. It's been a journey. Again, if you're new or if you didn't get a chance to listen to episode 1, we talked about launching on September 26th. So we've been, in business now for
coming up on 2 months.
And it's already definitely been a learning experience, a journey. And we're excited about it. We have days where, it might be a little more trying, or, we feel like we want to be doing certain things that we can't quite get to yet because we have to go through the process.
Yeah. I very much enjoy every aspect of it, the highs, the lows, just embracing the journey, every time, just every triumph, we claim it. And, whenever something doesn't necessarily go the way we intended for it to go, we adjust and we learn from it. I love every aspect of it. I love it.
I do too. And it's been good. It's been an experience with us working closely together, even like as close as we are. And we've been married for 10 and a half years.
Really? You gonna go there?
We've been married almost 11 years.
Almost 11 years.
So 11 years come April. That's why I had to think about it. And, we, of course, live together. We're raising children together. But going into business with your partner and that's a whole nother thing. That's something else, a different level to the marriage and to the relationship. So we're learning that, that's been a process, and I'm sure it's going to continue to be a process. Right. But
forever developing.
Right, in every aspect of our life. But we are just just going through that process of learning, and those little speed bumps and little days, where you might not want to talk to your husband, but you have to talk to your business partner.
At the end of the day.
When things need to get done. But overall, it has been great. It's been great. And we overall, we're both just excited about the possibilities that we have with Market Black and where we want to go and how many people we want to reach with this platform and this app, and building relationships with all of the entrepreneurs out there. So we're excited about that. So in these 2 months with us just, starting Market Black and going through the experience and going through the motions, we still have to live everyday life. And, there's times when we don't feel as motivated. There's things going on in the world that may, get in the way of what we're doing or what we have planned for the day. So we just want to be able to talk and give a little bit of encouragement to other entrepreneurs out there, and hopefully get your feedback on some ways that, to stay motivated during difficult times. We want to hear from you. How are you staying motivated during these difficult times? So that's the discussion for today. So my husband here, what are some ways that, you think that you've been able to stay motivated during these difficult times, or things that you've been able to get into to find balance with work and everyday life and business now?
Yeah. The one thing that I've learned in this entire thing, because, when you work we both have full-time jobs, right. You're a wife, I'm a husband, you're an individual, I'm an individual, and often, when you're in the pursuit of something, and you see the potential, and you proclaiming yourself to be great, you chasing that. You focus on one thing, and other aspects, kind of like fall by the wayside, and you kind of, you know, focus so much on those things that you forget to just simply live. And the one thing that I mean, could be because the Xbox just came out, so now I got something that I can kind of like kind of focus on. But prior to that, I got back into gaming, and I didn't realize like how much I missed gaming online. Like I feel like I'm starting. I feel like a bot, as Mylan and Malachi would say. Like I'm a bot. Like I'm on there. I'm getting wrecked. But just being able to enjoy myself casually without necessarily thinking or strategizing or working. Not that I don't enjoy the work, because I enjoy it, but I tell myself I have to remember to live, because you have to maintain that certain level of balance, because with any tip and scale, if you lean too much on one end, the other end is going to lack. Likewise, if vice versa. And if you can find that that perfect balance to set aside not only time for yourself, but time spent with family, watch movies, go out with your spouse, hang out with your friends. I think all of that stuff is very key and essential, to your business, because if you find yourself in a space where you're not productive, you need something, where you can go and, kind of like recoup, regather your thoughts, and, bounce back from.
That's great. And those things are important. And it's good that you've been able to find things to balance out your schedule, because, as we stated, we both work full-time jobs. We work, we come home, we're husband and wife, we're parents to 4 children of various different ages. So they all need different things at different times, and sometimes we're being pulled here and there. So it's good that you have an outlet. It's good for all of us to have an outlet. We should have an outlet. If working on your business all the time is, something that you still can find balance in, you're not stressed or concerned, if you're excited about what you're doing, then, that's still an outlet. It's still an outlet. But, having an additional outlet during difficult times is definitely important to keeping you productive and focused, and being able to work through the days of just staying motivated, while you try to build your brand and your business. So all of those things are important. Me personally, I'm still trying to find. Well, I'm not trying to find one thing. I think because I enjoy so many different things. Like you enjoy gaming, and I might enjoy, watching movies or having quiet time, or spending time with my kids, just being loud and silly and making noise. So those are things that help balance me out and keep me, having a break away from things in order to keep myself motivated and productive. But so those are some things. But I think when we're thinking about like really staying motivated during difficult times, and without getting too heavy, we don't want to get too heavy, because every day we're dealing with this stuff. Every day we're dealing with what's in the news and what's coming across social media about this next phase again in the world. So we know that we're all going to need some motivation. So different with some other things that you think work to stay motivated during difficult times with like business. What are you found, or what do you think that you're gonna plan to do these next few months?
I remember, I haven't used it in a while, but when I was on like Twitter, I remember it was this app called I want to say Echo or something like that. And one of the cool things that it allowed me to do was it allowed me to like pre-program like specific tweets for dates, times, where I necessarily didn't have to scroll and look at my feed, because sometimes, I mean, especially on Instagram, even Facebook, you might go on there to be intentional, something pertaining to your business, and then because it's a social platform, you may see something, you might like, comment, and then you might see something that might take you back to a place that might bring forth maybe like a remembrance, or you might see something that's disheartening, because, you see something happen to someone, especially when it's, directly close to you. You kind of feel and carry that weight as well. So I would say, if you are in that place, and you can find something to kind of like automate your your content, so that you're still posting. You might not be able to scroll like you normally would, but that's I think that's a good means of still running your business, all while somewhat detaching from social media. It's not saying, hey, that you don't care about what's going on in the world, or you don't feel like you're being like insensitive, or you're not being empathetic. I mean, because at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself first. And if you're not taking care of yourself, then you might not be as useful or impactful as you potentially can be. So I think that that's a good thing to maybe look into. I know Facebook Manager, you can go on and like plug in your stuff, and if you got your your accounts linked with Instagram, you can do everything directly from your Facebook Manager, your business manager. So
That's a great tip. That's actually a great tip, and I'm taking that in myself, because I am definitely one of them people. I'm an empath, and oftentimes, even if I'm, I might get up and I'm super motivated and I'm, on a, ready to do different things. But if I scroll across something that, pulls at my heart, it might alter my mood for the day. And, my husband, he knows this type of stuff. So that was
Right.
actually a good bit of advice. And I'm definitely going to take that for myself. As, I'm going to, and that's something that we're working on, is just like in our downtime, planning it. Well, not in our downtime, because that's our business. We're working on business stuff, but just planning out content and trying to set up things to be automated and things like that, so that when we're working full days, or if our schedule goes over, or we get busy with the kids, we still have business engagement. So that's a really great tip. Thank you for sharing that. And I didn't even really think about that in a way of staying motivated. During trying times, I thought of that more. So just having content to put out, when you get busy, just with everyday things. But definitely, if you're someone that can easily, come across something and it might, shake you for a bit, and, take you off your focus, is definitely a good tip. We appreciate that. So at this time, we're going to take a moment to hear a word about our sponsor for this podcast episode. Our sponsor for this episode is Got It Apparel. You can check them out at www.gotitapparel, on Instagram at Got It Apparel. And that's God It, Godit. You can check them out at www.goditapparel.com. Thank you, Got It Apparel.
So what are some tips or some things that you do or you recommend that help you in difficult times?
So lately, well, I was not so much lately. To be honest, not so much lately. Earlier in this year, especially when the pandemic first hit and things were starting to shut down, and we weren't able to do the things that we enjoy. Some of those things that you mentioned, like, social life, or going out on dates and things like that. One of our favorite things to do was movie dates. We really love going to the movies, just us and with the kids. And, not being able to go to the movie theater was definitely something that, it affected me. So, one of the things that I started doing was definitely more self-care. Not that I didn't do self-care before, but of course I was filling up my time with more things, which most of us, I mean, we were moving out and about every day, going outside, going different places, but, not really taking that full time to do self-care. I mean, like, really pamper yourself during the day. So I really got into my self-care, especially during Saturdays and Sundays. I would work out at home. I would, play music in the morning. I would do my facials in the bathroom, sing, take bubble baths. I mean, I was doing those type of things a lot more than I ever had before, because I was always just busy or having something to do outside with the kids, or just any reason, I guess, to be outdoors. But when we had to slow down, I definitely took self-care as more of a way to keep me motivated, keep me balanced, keep me from feeling different stress and pressures of the days, and different things that were going on. I also shut down TV a lot more. And I had times where I shut down social media a lot. I did not watch the news at all.
Yeah, I don't recommend that at all.
I didn't watch the news at all. I did get most of my information from social media, and if it was something that I really wanted to know more about, I would Google it or look into it, read an article, or actually, look at it that way. But I really didn't do much of that. I really try to keep myself focused because we were thinking about things like the business and different things, next steps, things that we were going to plan to do for this year. I mean, we had a lot of plans for this year.
Yeah.
And, as months went by, a lot of those plans changed. Travel and vacation, cancellations, and different things. So definitely me time became my balance, became my stress relief and my motivation during difficult times. So that's something that I did and something that I really enjoyed. Definitely the working out and, spa days and different things like that. Although I miss, having someone help me with manicures and pedicures and things like that. I did start to do them myself, and, they were it was just as fulfilling, having my own, little time to do my nails and toes and brows and things like that. So those are things that you can do to keep yourself motivated during difficult times. I think those are, great things that work.
Yeah. You mentioned, getting information from the news. I think that, again, this goes back to balance, because if everything just seems, so chaotic in the world, it'll have you thinking and believing that there is, no good. So, I would say find some good, find some good. I know plenty of people like during this whole pandemic, that are out there supporting, the community. I mean, I think that's very great. If anything, stuff like that should be highlighted. I mean, because when you can find light in such a dark place, in such a dark time, it kind of it will restore something. It'll let you know that, what, things are difficult, things are trying right now, but nonetheless, you might reflect and be like, I'm still here. You might look back and say, in spite of, there are still good people doing good things and doing great things, in the world. And perhaps maybe you might be one of those. You might, find something charitable, where, whether it's a gift that you do, if you cook food, you might want to, volunteer your services maybe to a church or to, a soup kitchen or something along those lines. So, I mean, if you are, I think that's, a really, really good outlet, to, find some sort of good, some good in the world.
I love that. That is actually, that's great. And I think that is one of the things that I definitely want to do more of. I definitely want to get out there more. And I just definitely want to be more involved in just any kind of giving or giving back or any type of assistance or that I can be a part of within the community, within our communities during difficult times. Because when you are sitting around and you see, like you said, you see nothing but sad things going on, bad things happening around the world and bad things happening in the community, you start to focus on that. But that doesn't do anything for the people that still have hope and that still want to, believe that good things are possible. So definitely reaching out, lending yourself to different organizations and different causes. Those are definitely some ways to stay motivated during difficult times. So again, thank you again. And I'm taking a lot of this stuff in myself, so I hope that anyone else listening can also take these tips and apply them to themselves and apply them to, the rest of this year and, just the rest of the days in general. just of how to stay balanced and just how to find some peace and, relief during times that may be difficult. When you're just dealing with everyday life, or you're an entrepreneur, you just, you're an everyday working person, or you're doing all those things all at once like us.
Right.
You have to be able to find ways to find balance and peace and some relief during these difficult times. So I love that.
Yeah, I mean, because I want to say that my thought process behind that is, I look at, anyone who's successful, whether on any level that they achieve. I say to myself, these individuals, they're not exempt from the things that I experienced. So the things that I experienced, they can very well be experiencing similar, if not, things that are, even more extreme or, far worse than what I'm enduring. So I'll say to myself, if they can, if they could persevere, so can I. And I try to stay in that mindset that, life doesn't stop, as much as we want to, have a pity party for ourselves for various reasons, some we feel entitled to, but at the end of the day, life just doesn't stop. And, if you stop, so does your progress, and everything that we're working for and everything that we're building, everything that we're looking to establish is contingent upon it. So if we stop and we halt that whole process, we're just, we could find ourselves in a position where we just ultimately just give up altogether. And that's not, that's not the, the goal. The goal is to keep moving forward. So if you can find, the littlest thing to, inspire or to, shift your mindset to having a positive outlook, if you're a spiritual person, if you have to meditate, if you have to read the word, if you have to pray, you might not have the words to pray. If you know someone who is, a prayer warrior, reach out to these people, let them know, where you are, be vulnerable, be honest with yourself. And and find a way.
Absolutely. Thank you. Just dropping all kinds of gems and good tips on this good evening, which it is. But yeah, I appreciate all of that. I appreciate everything that you just said, and I'm definitely taking those things in for myself. Because some days it's not that easy.
Oh, it's
definitely
easier said than done.
Absolutely.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not always easy, but just hearing those different things and just, remembering that and just reflecting and just saying, it's not always going to feel like this. It's not always going to be like this. This is a moment. Right. It's not a lifetime. This doesn't define everything to come. The future is still bright. It's still great things to come, and I'm just having a moment.
Right.
I'm just having a moment. So in that moment, I'm definitely going to do those things. Stop, meditate, take a moment, pray, read. Do those things. I'm definitely taking those tips in myself. So again, thank you. So
you're welcome.
Just in the days to come, we don't know what's to come. We don't know what's ahead. We can have some idea just from some of the recent news and the spikes and different things that we've been hearing about, and already different restrictions are being placed in cities.
Yeah, different cities.
So we just have to stay in faith, and we just have to stay having hope that this is just a moment,
right.
And that there's still a future, meaning that every day we still should be working towards something. Right. That we still should be working towards something, and we might have a moment where we don't feel our best, where we don't feel as motivated or encouraged. Do some of those things in that time. Have some me time. Take a bath. Do a facial. Listen to music. Play. Laugh. Get silly. Whatever you need to do. Pray. All of those things. Call your friends. FaceTime. Those outlets, things that we did earlier in this year, we're going to, have to keep those things in mind and continue to do those things that we find some happiness and peace in. So, I'm definitely going to, I'm taking all of that in.
You know what? I'm curious as to the listeners. What are some we're given things that we do. I'm certain that you guys may have something you may want to offer. We're curious to hear what it is that you have to say and what tips and what suggestions. So, whatever platform you're watching this on, leave us a comment if you have to message us. If you have to email us, we're curious. We're open to suggestions as well.
Yeah, we want to hear from everybody. So just some of our contact would be, of course, you can find us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Market Black LLC. Facebook is Market Black App. And also you can talk to us on the Market Black app in the chat section. You can also email us for any questions or any comments that you may have at info@marketblackllc.com. Yeah, we definitely want to hear from everyone because that is a big part of what we're doing and what our platform is for, is connecting, networking, building, and uplifting Black entrepreneurs, Black businesses, Black people. So again, during these times, days to come, we don't know what to expect, but we know that overall, any day and every day, we have to be there for each other. We have to support one another.
Right.
We have to be the community that we need, within each other. So, remember to support each other, follow each other on platforms, support each other's businesses, and those are things we're really going to need during these times.
Absolutely.
We're really going to need those during these times and these days to come. So we want to definitely hear from everyone. We want to connect with everyone. You can reach us on any of those platforms. And I think that was it. I mean, we talked about some good things.
Yes,
Anything else?
some good things. Lastly, if you want to be a support to Market Black and our mission, directly from our podcast, there's a link in which that you can give a donation as little as 99 cents a month. But you feel free to give what it is your heart's desire. If you're not familiar with our mission, you can head over to marketblackllc.com and you can check out the mission. If you haven't downloaded the app, go to your Google Play Store, go to your Apple iOS store, and download Market Black.
And after you download Market Black app, for you business owners and entrepreneurs, you can click the register your business link and you can register your business right there so that it can be a part of our Market Black community listed on our directory. So thank you again, everybody, for listening to the podcast. We hope that you were able to get something out of this discussion tonight. We look forward to having more podcasts like this where we're talking, but we also are looking forward to having our podcast with our special guests. So again, we've stated before our other podcasts, and if you follow us on Instagram at Market Black LLC, you will know that we are interested in having all of our entrepreneurs out there contact us in order for you to be a guest on the podcast. We just want you to email us and or tag us or DM me, and I will get back to you and we can talk about a schedule for when you would be available to come on the podcast and chat with us. We want to hear about your business, about your journey, and come on and chat with us. So thank you again for listening to the Market Black Virtual Podcast. I am Malika.
And I'm Rasheen.
We look forward to talking to you next time on the Virtual Block Podcast.
If we all do a little, none of us have to do a lot. Continue to support each other. Peace.